What do people think is okay to do, that is totally not okay? Pointing out someone else's insecurities. I was told that if that person can't fix it in 30 seconds, you shouldn't point it out. Perfume yourself in a close public space, bus, tram, metro. Walking next to each other and blocking the path. Stop walking on a busy path. Putting your cart diagonally in the aisle while looking. And getting mad if people touch their cart to move it or asking to move it. Texting while driving. Christ. Edit. I woke up this morning to find that my inbox was hammered. It was very gratifying to see that most of the responses were positive in agreement. This is such a serious issue. Yet so many people do it without giving it a second thought. If this comment makes a single person think twice and just put down their phone for the drive, it would be a wonderful thing and just might save a life. So, try this. When you get into your car, put your phone down somewhere it is either out of reach or not where you normally keep it. That way when it dings, chimes or beeps, you'll be reminded that whatever it is, it can just wait. Guilt-tripping someone while they're doing exactly what you wanted them to do. Well, look who finally crawled out of their lair. Listening to music on speakers in public. So many people do it, at least in Germany. Leaving their shopping carts. Just put them away by yourself. It's not that hard and it's less work for the employees. Also, it ruins potential great parking spots. Touching pregnant women's bellies. Offering unsolicited parenting health advice. Roommate does this all the time. He'll bring something personal up about me when a group of us are hanging out. Or just make weird innuendos that make me uncomfortable. He is comfortable doing it because he's not the one put on the spot. If I don't respond, usually I am kind of zoned out trying to just ignore him. He goes, yeah, he's really not happy about this. Haha, I love how upset it makes you. His lowest common denominator that he always goes to is about sexuality or personal stuff and he twists it into some crude but he always puts someone on the spot and they are visibly uncomfortable. It's not just me. It would be as if we're in a group. And I just decide to be a to him and point at him and say, you're fat. And you smoke a pack a day and you are super unhealthy. Lol, I love how uncomfortable I'm making you. It's hilarious, your face is red. Update. So us and our apartment neighbors are playing a board game. He's clearly playing wrong because he wasn't paying attention, so I corrected him and said, well, if this game is too hard we can play something easier, and he flipped the board game over, haha. It was awkward and hilarious. Not picking their dog when no one looking. Like that it makes it magically disappear. No, it's not. Pick up your dog. Flirt with waitresses and cashiers. They're just trying to do their job. Don't make it awkward. Parents using their kids as an excuse for behavior. I've seen people try to take handicapped parking spots. Cut in line at grocery stores because I have kids with me. Also used to have a coworker who used to be a shift relief for the person working night shift. And she would be 30 minutes to 1 hour late every shift because my kids. Watch movies on your phone or tablet in a public place through the speaker. Bonus if your kid is doing it. So many young people here think it's okay or even cool to DUI. That. There are lots of things that some members of society have decided are okay. But my main issue right now is all the people who are sugarcoating pedophilia by calling pedophiles minor attracted people. It's disgusting. Drive at 50 miles per hour down a 20-zone street with houses at either side. Cats and children everywhere. Blaming someone after they confessed their feelings or issues, self-harming. Insecurities. In my opinion, no matter what it is, you never should disrespect this big step. Even if you dislike it and even if it seems like nothing. It doesn't help at all to get a negative responses like that and just builds up anxiety. Making fun of people with disabilities. It's way more common than I'd like to think. Whether they be mental or physical. It just doesn't seem right to laugh at someone because they were not born with the capabilities you have. Parents who let their kids run around, misbehave in public spaces that are not meant to be ran around in. Like restaurants and stores. Not everywhere is a playground. Have control over your kids. Texting while driving. Horrific. Interrupt your favorite celebrity because you want an autograph or whatever. Like, if they're eating dinner with their family. It's rude to approach them. They're regular citizens like yourself and having a moment of peace. So treat them as such. Invade someone's personal space. I absolutely hate it. Also, hugs from behind, those are terrifying to me. I think we've all come to agree that telling people to have kids is annoying, but telling people to not have kids is just as bad. Don't project your regrets onto me. Man. I'll have them or I won't and you don't get a vote. Get up in a pregnant woman's personal space. Touch her belly without permission. Get all up in the business of the baby. Even going so far as to ask if the human they're growing was on purpose. Or asking what position they conceived the kid in. Total strangers giving unsolicited advice in condescending manner. Relatives or friends judging your choices of pre- and postnatal self-care and baby care like they absolutely and always know better. Treating a pregnant woman like an incubator and not even spending 5 seconds to see how she's doing. And then when getting called out for it, saying like, "Oh, you think it's bad now? But wait till baby comes." Or saying something like that when she simply says she's tired or hungry or behind on work. We get it. Kids change lives. Pregnancy is kinda cool and kind weird. You don't need to perform a physical on a pregnant woman because you're nosy and rude. And you sure aren't entitled to any information on baby if mama says no. Saw my mother go through all of this with carrying my sister and it makes me see red. Can't wait to have a kid. But I'm not looking forward to all the craziness around it. Babies are cool. It's the adults who can be assholes. Denounce someone then say, "Well, I'm just being honest." Carrying a Bluetooth speaker around with you in public. Listening to music or videos in public without headphones. Or talking on speaker phone in public. You've already demonstrated that you're a garbage person who makes poor decisions. I don't want to hear whatever you think is good, hear about your train wreck of a life when I'm sitting quietly trying to pretend you don't exist. Saying, "It's just a joke," after saying obviously hurtful things and expecting you to accept that with a smile. Oh. And you can't get angry because, "I was just joking." Don't take everything too seriously. Like, dude. If you begin telling me cruel things and then want me to laugh it off because you were joking, then you have another thing coming. Snapping at waitstaff. Unnecessary and degrading. They're not dogs. They're people doing their jobs. Say excuse me like decent human being FFS. Forcing children to hug and kiss people they don't want to. No. Trust or like when they either have ran away. Showed body language that points to them not being comfortable with that person or starting to cry and then they get in trouble with their parents for being rude and shy. Spitting on the sidewalk. Euro. Revving up vehicles and trying to make their car the loudest. Like all you're doing is making yourself a douchebag. Order at a restaurant within 5 minutes of closing. Sure, it's allowed. But does it make those workers' nights suck a little more? Cheer on the key workers. But only say about NHS and medical staff. I'm 18 but classed as a key worker. Working in 20C conditions to deliver and prepare orders for supermarkets. My dad also is a key worker. Delivering food for care packages. And delivering care packaging. Yet no one remembers that there are more key workers than just the NHS. Taking a baby or toddler to see a movie that's going to have large explosions and screaming in it. You know for a fact that baby is going to just lose its and start crying louder than the movie and everyone else just has to sit there and take it because the workers there aren't going to do. Assume that they know what I mean even though they don't know me. Or worse, thinking me talking means there's a problem they have to solve and instead of listening and having a conversation. Offering me advice I didn't ask for. I just wanted a conversation. Start talking at me. Then walk out of the room while still talking. Do they? What? Expect me to get up and follow them around while they walk and talk? Relatedly. People who start talking to you when they're not even in the same room. Funnier when they end up wandering through the building trying to find you. Still talking to whoever they think they're talking to. Less funny if they eventually do find you and then get mad that you didn't hear everything they'd been muttering to themselves for the last 15 minutes. Relatedly. Blame you for something they dreamed about. No. Lucille. You don't get to be mad at me for flying to Mars to cheat on you with a dinosaur. Stop eating cheese before bed. ETA. Angrily start telling you to do a thing that you're clearly already right in the middle of doing. Are they blind or just stupid? Put their feet on my dashboard. That to me is incredibly disrespectful. It's the second most valuable purchase a person makes and they rub their dirty feet in the one place most visible. I find that people of my race like to get really racist when it is just them and I. Like. Not only do they think I don't mind, but that I share their thoughts and feelings. Racists think everybody like them is a racist in close quarters.